All right, so round two with this whole Ben 10 versus Superman Goku and pretty much anybody video. To start things off, we should go over obviously the intro of his video, which was, hey, I reached out to you. I thought you wanted to collab. I messaged you by email, and I also messaged you on Twitter. That's what he told me. For one, I don't know if you messaged me on like YouTube DMs because I don't really check that. I mean, I check my business email if you wanted to hit me up there, but if I saw someone trying to do a collab request, I probably wouldn't even open it, to be honest. And on Twitter, you were kind of like low-key calling Chuck out to make the video. It didn't really seem like you wanted to be a part of it, if that made sense. It just seemed like you wanted us to make the video. And also, before we actually start as well, I want you guys to know that me and Kuro actually had we had a debate after he already recorded the video he uploaded on his channel. So he says, anyways, thanks for talking to me, man. I still want to upload my rebuttal just because I've been watching the shit render all day because his computer's slow, apparently. And there's a few facts about Alien X I wanted to clear up, like Alien X is stealing each other's powers. I don't know where you found that, but it feels a lot cleaner now. I probably would have made it a little more different had we had this conversation prior, but I'm glad we had it. I'm going to be going into a bit of detail about what our debate was like later on. But for now, we should probably talk about what was said in the video. Now, we don't need to debunk everything because obviously Kuro's not like incompetent. Like he knows what he's talking about, Ben 10, and we know about the power scale. Like there's not so much to debunk. There's more like just little nitpicks to fix, that he stated about, especially Chuck, about the clockwork thing. Other than that, I'm going to prove objectively that Superman can destroy Alien X. Dragon Ball Super Goku might have a problem. I'm going to go into more detail about that. For now, let's talk about the video. So, Chuck, what's your first problem?
So, he was saying that he never claimed that, apparently Clockwork's timer can work on anyone, even though, like, as I said, as he quoted, he says it can rapidly age whatever it targets it does. So whatever it touches, right, or it targets, that's pretty much on the limits fallacy, right, that it touches anything and it'll, decay them. So that's the same point with Baragon, as I said. So, I mean, that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, you kind of turned that against you. I mean, and of course, he also has him transforming into Goku or Superman. He seems to have agreed with us on the matter. Like, Goku, he won't have like all their techniques per se. And it's a little bit far-fetched to say that he would copy like the God forms. Obviously, maybe he could use like Super Saiyan 1 through 3, since 3 is like, one of the maximum of the Saiyan potential. Maybe he would even go like legendary Super Saiyan or something, for fuck's sake. But like when it comes to like the God forms, it's definitely more of an outside source that gives you God forms, not really your potential. And for Superman, what do you say about Superman in your opinion?
He basically said that he could replicate like all of his Kryptonian abilities, which, I mean, yeah, it's like super strength, speed, like heat vision, sure. But as I said, the infinite mass punch and Turquoise Vo and Rao, those are like learned techniques, not like, that Kryptonians have to learn how to do. They don't just shit it out at birth,
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be able to like know how to use that. So
he also kind of ignored that the Alien X's can beat each other, which was like my main point. Like for example, if you overwhelm the personalities of the Alien X, you can kind of like knock them out a little bit. I mean, you could imply, well, two omnipotent beings, that's why they could beat each other. But it's like, no, if you're omnipotent, you can't get knocked out. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, you could argue, hey, if his personalities aren't there, he's not omnipotent, which is great. I mean, Goku and Superman have numerous mind hacks and abilities to feint and catch opponents off guard. If that's what it takes to convince you that he would knock out Alien X, then that's that, because Goku and Superman both have abilities that can easily do that. I don't know really why you ignored that. I guess we were kind of in the wrong about Alien X's stealing each other's powers. How about you go into more detail about what we meant by that?
So it's implied in the series that Alien X, or, pretty much many of these other aliens could have their powers absorbed by osmosians, which are basically like the subspecies of humans that can, absorb, aliens' powers, and Darkstar, or also known as Michael Morningstar. So that's what he meant, that he could possibly have his powers taken away like that.
He then also states that the magazines and comics, the magazine that said that Alien X was universal was non-canon. He didn't explain why. So that's kind of like a he said, she said situation. I mean, the guide is obviously, official work. So, I mean, if you're going to state it's non-canon, we're going to need some evidence why it's non-canon. Maybe it wasn't written by the actual staff or what. And the comics that have DC on them, you said, oh, those are probably non-canon. Like, what? So you're kind of just assuming they're not really canon or connected to DC.
Did you just assume they're canon status?
And then next, he said, "Oh, Beerus in Xenoverse survived the whole multiverse being destroyed. So look at Alien X, and Alien X survives the universe." I'm thinking to myself, the entire multiverse, which is infinite timelines in the universe, is being destroyed, is a much different concept than, say, just his timeline being erased. I don't know why you thought those were similar at all. I mean, I guess them standing in a destroyed timeline would kind of be similar, but a multiversal level destruction is infinitely greater than a universal level one. I'm sorry about that. And also he says, Ben 10 survived the Chrono Sapien time bomb by going outside of the multiverse, which is true, but that doesn't give Ben any sort of amp in battle. That just means he ran away from the bomb. Like, that's all it meant. And literally, you even said this yourself in our debate. He ran to a pocket dimension, and of course, pocket dimensions can be connected to their own time streams. And if the Chrono Sapien time bomb is just saying destroy all Bens in every timeline within the multiverse, this pocket dimension that this guy made or found might be outside of that jurisdiction and wouldn't go into there. That's obviously what happened. It's not like base Ben 10 tanked a multiversal. Yeah, definitely not. And then you also said, are you serious? Ben 10 could get killed by a multiversal attack. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty serious. I mean, Atomic X got obliterated by the Chrono Sapien time bomb. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, I'm not making shit up. I'm pretty damn serious about it. In our debate, you're even like, well, Atomic X isn't on Alien X's level. And I'm like, why would he use a being that's infinitely, not omnipotent to try to stop this bomb when he has an omnipotent form? And he's like, well, he could use his personalities better when he's Atomic X, but he only has like 1/3 the power. And I'm like, 1/3 of omnipotence is still omnipotence. Like, you can't divide infinity by any number. And you even admitted it was a good point. Like, Atomic X got obliterated by the Chrono Sapien time bomb. That's just a fact. Like, I'm not making anything up, bro. Like, that's a limit. I'm not making it up. So it just kind of proves they're not on that multiverse level. I'm gonna get more into that in a bit. And you kind of contradict yourself with the whole Ultimate Alien X thing. So by Ultimate Alien X, are you implying that Ultimate Alien X is like omnipotent plus if Alien X is omnipotent? Or I don't understand that one, man. You're gonna have to go into detail about what you mean. You got like a power up if he's already omnipotent. And then he also compares Superman and Ben 10. Ben 10 holds a universe, and Superman holds a universe. But the difference is that the universe Superman is holding is massive compared to the Ben 10 version, and he holds it for years. He doesn't just hold it for like a single scenario. And of course, there's also no proof Ben 10 could scan Strange Visitor Superman, because Strange Visitor Superman is a 6th-dimensional being beyond all human understanding. Now, we have the M theory that supports, going up to the 26th dimension and explaining it. Strange Visitor Superman could be up beyond 26th dimensional if you really wanted to rank him. But even 6th dimensional, we've already proven that Ben 10 can't even comprehend 6th dimensional. So why would he try to scan something he can't even comprehend? He doesn't even know if it's an alien or not. And why would Superman just stand there and get scanned anyway if it's a death battle? Like, that's another thing. So, and of course, omnipotence itself without feats, it's just a no limits fallacy. I mean, we go by feats, and the feats of the matter is it's objective fact that Alien X simply isn't omnipotent. Omnipotence is no limit fallacy. It really is, because his universe gets destroyed and he recreates the universe. Okay, that's the universe plus. That's nowhere near omnipotence. I don't know where the idea of omnipotence from this even came from. There are like numerous levels of infinity beyond this feat. Numerous. Even the Chrono Sapien time bomb is technically only infinite times greater than that and obliterated Atomic X. So why would he be able to take on, say, Cosmic Armor Superman, who exists in like the Monitor realm that's like hyperversal and shit? Why would he even be able to even see this Superman? He shouldn't even be on the same, this shouldn't even be a discussion. And what about true omnipotent beings? What about beings that are omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent? So they're everywhere, all-knowing, and all-powerful. How the fuck would Alien X beat that? It's a being that's, in your words, technically as powerful, except he knows everything about Alien X and is everywhere. So, no, Alien X cannot beat everyone. That's just not very correct.
Hey, so like characters like Odin and Marvel, they can create universes and obviously destroy them. So he's omnipotent as well. Like even though it's like, you know, different levels of omnipotence and Infinity in Marvel and DC. So same case in point. I mean, Alien X may be, you know, like infinite on a, you know, 4-dimensional plane, but beyond that, he's not on that level. And we're actually going to get further into like the beyond time thing, because I think you misunderstood us on that. Several times in the video, you know, he was basically saying that Alien X was beyond time, and like on a 4-dimensional scale, sure, yeah. But what we mean by that is that, for example, we have let's bring up, you know, Zeno from Dragon Ball, right? So we know there's separate Zenos for each timeline, right? You know, there's a future, present, whatever. There could be a shit ton of them because of the time rings. That means that he's bound by time. He's affected by time because there's multiple versions of him. People like Mr. Mixed will pick or Anti-Monitor, there's only one of them. They aren't bound by time. So like they can exist like outside the, you know, on a multiversal level.
You have like the Over Monitor, who's like the god, like above the god of like our real world and shit. Or like the Presence, who's supposed to be like the Judo-Christian god of our reality. Or Mixie when he came to real life and was trying to like wipe out our universe and shit. It just doesn't make sense that Alien X would be on that level. And me and you debated. You seemed like you said yourself you should do more research on Cosmic Armor and Strange Visitor Superman. You also seem to claim that Mr. Mixie's a gag, which fine, you can. That's great. But Superman, regardless, is above Mr. Mixie, whether he's a gag or not. So every gag power Mr. Mixie has, Superman is above that. Other than that, I guess for Goku, Xenoverse Goku, I will argue, would probably knock Alien X the fuck out because Xenoverse Goku was above the Chrono Sapien Time Bomb, which obviously obliterated Atomic X. And you could say, you know, Atomic X getting obliterated was just like, oh, it was just the equivalent of Goku getting shot by a laser. It's like, no, it's not. Goku's laser feat has been explained. Atomic X just got overpowered and obliterated, and there's no reason for him to use a form that's, you know, infinitely weaker than Alien X to take out a bomb that could possibly wipe out everything. I mean, especially you yourself are saying this is a more experienced Ben, and possibly the Omnitrix could activate on its own behalf. So if that's the fact, then Ben 10 simply isn't like 5th dimension or multiverse level, and any character above that would beat him. Now for Dragon Ball Super Goku, I know you yourself didn't say this, so don't get like offended by this, but a lot of your fans or Ben 10 fans seem to be like, you used a non-canon Goku, but why we did that is because you just said Goku or Superman. You weren't really clear. You're just like vaguely anybody, and Goku and Superman. For Dragon Ball Super Goku, Goku's obviously above Universal, plus he's below multiversal. He could be scaled to thousands of times Universal using Super Saiyan forms on his base form that's already above Universal. By feats alone, Alien X just doesn't seem to be on that level. I mean, you could argue Alien X might be able to beat him. You know, you could argue Goku couldn't really defeat him because he would just keep respawning with the Omnitrix. But I would argue Goku would just knock him out. But if it's a death battle, give it to Alien X, since he can't be defeated. Or, I mean, he can be defeated, but he would just keep coming back kind of thing. Although if it's just like a normal fight, maybe Goku could just knock him out, obviously overwhelm his personalities, and it would be like Gladiator all over again. So
okay, so like the fact that Ben like has basically multiple versions of himself, that has Alien X, like Ben 10K, he has Alien X, you know, the normal Ben has Alien X, that already disproves that he's omnipotent because there's multiple versions of them. So as I said, that fits with the whole thing that he's not even 5th dimensional. And also, like, I already know people are going to say, but Goku and Beerus destroy the Earth. I was like over 30,000 comments that I saw there, dude. Okay, first off, it was stated by the Elder Kai. The way, like, the source of a shockwave was, the stronger it would be. So since they were closer to the Earth, it did the least damage. And the whole laser thing, I mean, that's like a retarded low ball, because literally every character has had a low ball. Goku was off guard, so you can't even use that. And then Goku was actually able to counter being like wiped from existence by the Hakai energy in his base form. So, yeah, I like to touch up on all that stuff before people, comment the same shit again.
I also said that we should end this on like a chill note, obviously, because we had a talk, and I think you're an all right guy. You said I was a pretty cool guy as well. So we're just going to end this on a pretty chill note. I don't know if you're going to make like a part 3. I don't think we even said anything that was really objectively wrong. Maybe we said something wrong about his powers being absorbed again. We have to get a part 3. But other than that, I think it's just fact that Superman, at least a lot of versions of Superman, are just way above him. You might be able to argue he beats Goku using like existence, being able to keep himself being erased. So if you wanted to collab like you suggested, we might be able to do that in the future. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.
Peace out, thoughts.